My name's John Inghram. This is Bud Carroll on guitar, Randy Gilkey on the piano in the vault, and Andrew Gillum on the drums. This first song we're going to play is called Palisades. It's the opening track from my new record. 1, 2, 3.
Palisades of time may cast a shadow, black and white may turn to gray. With the foot in the past, one in tomorrow, we're just pissing all over today. Cards laying on the table, that's right. I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to look into the future if it's not stable, that's why I think the present tense is fine. Dirty lenses often blur the line, and they can make a nice thing look mean. With the wrong perspective, the two of spades can look like an ace. Guess we better keep our lenses clean. I don't want to look back with the cards laying on the table, that's right. I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to look into the future if it's not stable, that's right. I think the present tense is fine. Palisades of time may lose their foundation, reveal a path submerged in light. Better pull up stakes, follow intuition, and clip the string bound to the kite. I don't want to look back with the cards laying on the table, that's right. I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to look into the future if it's not stable, that's right. I think the present tense is fine. Present tense is fine. I think the present tense is fine.
again, that's called Palisades. And if you were following along at home, the whole through line of that song, and it kind of came back around throughout making the whole record, was the passage of time and living in the moment. So feels like a lot of us have been kind of forced to do that the last few years. First got me into music. My mother's side of the family is musical, church musicians, Southern gospel primarily, but did some bluegrass and some old time and country stuff too. My grandmother was a great singer and kind of, known for it in our area in Campbell's Creek, West Virginia. My dad's family, more visual artists and carpenters and, sculpture and painting and sketching, that kind of thing. I think that influences to having, kind of just a creative outlook from the rip, is very helpful. My grandfather, my mom's dad, played pedal steel, and it would drive me nuts, right? Because he's always practicing and playing in the back room. And, hey, man, can you tell Papa to turn that thing down? I'm trying to watch cartoons out here or whatever, not knowing. Then later in life, it was like, man, that was awesome. That was like a gift, really. Later I got into the band, was playing some trumpet and stuff like that. My buddies, one was a drummer, one was a guitar player. I told them my mom agreed to get me a guitar. I could get a guitar for Christmas. And they said, well, why don't you get a bass, man? We can start a band. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got a band even before I know how to play the instrument. So the bass chose me, that's what I kind of say. And it's a kind of a common story with bass players because maybe traditionally not the sexiest instrument. We're working on that. But yeah, that's basically it. The rest is history. This next tune is the only cover that was on the record. And it's a John Hartford tune called Back in the Good Old Days. And we kind of put our own little spin on it. So here it goes.
Join hands and we'll gather round when that old guitar starts to make that sound. A lot of good things went down, down, down back in the good old days. We's in love with the people that we hadn't even met, out for anything that we could get. We did it then and we'll do it yet. good people have done gone. That's my life, but when I sing this song about back in the good days.
Well, so I've played with all these guys in other capacities, you know, and of course, you know, Bud, Andrew, Randy, anybody who's familiar with the music scene in the tri-state area and beyond, really, you know, even nationally, know who these guys are. And so when it came time to make the record, I called Bud first, and we started on the recording process. Randy came in. And so then we got the record done and all that stuff. And of course, you know, it was like world was kind of shut down still. And so, but then when it came time to release the record and put the band together, we then brought in Andrew to start playing drums. And so, yeah, I mean, he's from very close to here, actually, Ashland, Kentucky. Randy's from Oak Hill, West Virginia, which is about an hour down the road from me. I'm in Charleston, and Bud's in Point Pleasant, so also kind of all, you know, centrally located to the tri-state, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio deal. So, but yeah, I mean, I know any chance I get to play with guys of this caliber, I'm going to take it. So if I'm booking the gigs and my name is on the thing, I'm going to call the best guys I can get, you know, and so that's them.
So this next song is back to the original composition stuff. This is Little Mountain Mama. Without a kill or clue, climbed to the top of the mountain until my mind became unglued. Well, I crawled through the valley of the shadow of death, through the mud and the worms in the wind, looking for a love with a woman's touch to lift my spirits and ease my pain. Well, I was having a beer when she turned me on my ear, wreaking havoc on my fast-beating heart. I knew something was cooking about the time she caught me looking. It was hot and heavy right from the start. Well, there's never been a woman like a little mountain mama. Brown hair, green eyes, a little bit of gone. But I don't mind because it's worth the trying. There's never been a woman like my little mountain mama. Never been a woman like my little mountain mama. I've been digging around from town to town, trying to find the sound it's true. But I never heard nothing that sounded so fine as the first time I heard from you. Well, I'm taking some things to make me feel good and funny, but there's nothing that I could find that works quite as well as that Appalachian bell and the way that she blows my mind. Well, she's hotter than a pistol on the 4th of July, but she ain't trying to hurt no one. Clever as a fox, fitter than a fiddle, little darling likes to have some fun. Well, there's never been a woman like my little mountain mama. Brown hair, green eyes, a little bit of juice. Quick upstairs and a mouth like a whip. Have me at attention with a snap of her hair. Sweet, 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 lovey-dovey, she's a bad mama gem. With looks to kill, you better throw her in the sun. But I don't mind because it's worth the trauma. There's never been a woman like my little mountain mama. Never been a woman like my little mountain mama. near that river bank. And when that little mountain mama comes to send me off, I'm gonna have the Lord to thank. Just to watch her brush down her long gray hair, I'd be the happiest man in town. Two green eyes would have me hypnotized before they bury me down in the ground. Well, there's never been a woman like my little mountain mama. Brown hair, green eyes, a little bit of down. Quick upstairs and a mouth like a whip. And me at attention with a snap of her head. Sweet, 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 lovey, dovey, she's a bad manager. With looks to kill, you better throw her in the summer. But I don't mind because it's worth the trauma. Though there's never been a woman like my little mountain mama. Come on, man. Never been a woman like my little mountain mama.
You know, I have a jazz background and improvisational background. I kind of equate writing to that because when you're improvising, you're kind of composing in the moment, right? But I do notice I'm learning more about my process, having since done this record and starting to do more writing and focus on writing more. I've always written, but now I've just been putting a lot of energy and thought into it. And I noticed that it could be a different thing, you know. A lot of times I don't write until I have to. So I have to kind of give myself deadlines, and so booking a session sometimes. But then at other times, I just am with an acoustic guitar on my porch or whatever in my basement and chunking along, and something like that germ happens, and then, oh, well, that was cool, you know, this chord progression, and then a little melody happens, and then, you know, it trips off some kind of lyrical thing or phrase, and then the ball's kind of rolling. But I heard John Lilly, who's a great songwriter back home in West Virginia, I heard him say, you know, the first verse is the easiest, you know what I mean, because that kind of flows out. And I find that to be true as well, is once, you know, it's kind of easy to get that initial thing out there, or not easy, it's, you know, but sometimes that happens a little bit more readily. But then how do you turn it into a song? You know, how do you tell a story? How do you tie it all together? And then, of course, coming up with a nice hook. I mean, I love pop music, I love rock music, I love real strong hooks and melodies, and country music. You know, anything that has that real strong melody that you walk away singing, you know.
This is also one I wrote, and it's called Mile by Mile, and the whole gist of it was, you know, us musicians, some of us have families, some of us got people back at home, and we're out running around, road running, doing the whole thing, and sometimes it feels kind of like a crazy life, you know, most of the time, until you get on stage, and then it feels normal. But everything else is far from it. But this is a song I wrote about missing my kids when I was out on the road, and then we got into lockdown, and I kept missing the road. So kind of an inexplicable thing was happening there at that time. Anyhow, my name is John Inghram. Once again, this is Bud Carroll on the guitar, Randy Gilkey back there on the acoustic piano in the vault, and Mr. Andrew Gillum on the drums and cymbals. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Press Room Recordings, and the Ironton Tribune for having us. This is Mile by Mile.
smile, dim light, dim. Roadside crucifix stares me down a time or two. Ain't got nothing better to do. Better call home, kids are waiting on you. Decked out, my spurs kicking up dust. Sitting well with my demons and trying to maintain trust. Kicking and screaming all the way down. Night after night, town after town. Catching your breath, just hit the dusty trail. Hit that wall without fail. Making friends with Rodney and his greatest bits. It makes the wagon roll smoother in between fits. Said that the getting was good. Kicking out jams and stroking that wood. Six-shooting cowboy with the flick of a boot. Don't feel right bragging, but what the hell, toot toot. Roadside crucifix stares me down a time or two. Ain't got nothing better to do. Ain't got nothing better to do. Better call home, the kids are waiting on you. Thank you guys.